Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and this is take 2 of our first look show.
That's my
We got
bad.
through we got through the entire episode, and then Jordy realized he didn't have my mic routed right. So,
Yep, my
uh,
fault.
unless he's just sabotaging me, he wants me to
Hey,
wants
if
me
these
off this
plays get
stuff.
bumped, it's my fault. I'm sorry.
No, I think we'll be good. But anyways, guys, we're really excited. Like we just finished up the NFL season, and we were just talking about it towards the end of the first take of the video. That something about it is just getting us super pumped for NBA now. So we're really pumped to get into this Monday slate. We've got 10 games, and we've got some really fun matchups. We have 4 plays for you, and we'll have more for you in the daily show tomorrow. But before we get into these plays, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code at the bottom of the screen and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. They're going to just double what you put on. So if you deposit the whole 100, you'll get 200 to play with. It's as easy as that. Just make sure you put the code in and they'll hook you up with that deal. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications if you don't want to risk missing out on some of these plays, because they do get bumped and moved quite a bit, sometimes while we're filming. So if you don't want to miss out on that, just make sure you have the notifications on as well. And if you guys don't mind, do us a favor and like the video. It's the best way to support the channel. It just puts us in front of a larger audience. It takes 1 second to do it, and it does wonders for our channel. So if you guys don't mind, we just really appreciate it. So these are the plays we're going to be covering. I'm going to be taking Herbert Jones over 10.5 points and RJ Barrett over 10 rebounds and assists. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking Nikola Vucevic for under 33.5 points rebounds, and I'm taking John Collins for over 8.5 rebounds.
All right, so let's get into these picks. Before I get into the breakdowns, though, we just want to quickly tell you guys about one of our partners, Daily Grind. They're just like a crucial DFS tool. They make DFS tools, several different types of tools, but in particular, we love the DFS Optimizer. We use it every single video. We use it to search out plays. It's amazing if you're looking for plays like in a hurry, especially because it puts all the value at the top for you. And you can also confirm your plays. So once we figure out what we want to take, we hop back over to that DFS optimizer and we look at what all the odds are saying across the board. It helps you find discrepancies. I could go on and on about it, but it's just a really great tool. And they're giving all of our viewers 25% off if you use code BACKDOOR. Just go to dgfantasy.com and use code BACKDOOR, and they will hook you up with that deal. And there's a link in the description of the video too if you want to just go through that. But yeah, 25% off. So take advantage of that for sure. All right, so this Herb Jones pick, let's start there. Let's take a look at this over-under. We have an over-under of 223 with the Pelicans favored by 9. So we are kind of drifting into that potential blowout, spread. But I'm not overly concerned about this. Zion is a game-time decision too. So I'm expecting him to probably play, but his minutes might be a little bit limited because he's dealing with a left like foot bruise, I believe it is. But I like this play whether Zion plays or not. So if we hop over here to Outlier, we can see that Herb Jones has gone over this in 3 straight games, and he's got a great matchup here. If we look at small forwards in particular, which is what I love about Outlier, you can like single it down to the exact position, but the Grizzlies are 21st in points allowed to small forwards. So they're not great at stopping small forwards. And we can see, Zion was out in that game against Portland. And what I was looking into it, and it seems like he's been dealing with this left foot issue. And it seemed like the game against Portland, they were just like, hey, let's just rest him, give him a little bit of time to get back to 100 before he comes back. So they still have him as questionable, but if he does play, I still think they'll take it easy a little bit. But when Zion was out, Herb got 37 minutes. But even with Zion in, he's capable of hitting this, as we've seen in a couple games straight. He's averaging 29 minutes and just 2.6 fouls, which is pretty impressive for such a good defender, because a lot of times that's the trade-off. You're a good defender, well, you kind of get in a lot of foul trouble, like Draymond Green, for example. It just comes with the territory. But Herb Jones is really clean at what he does, and I've seen comparisons to like Mikal Bridges. He's like that type of player, just like great defender who doesn't get himself in foul trouble. So I love this kid. I think he's going to continue to get more minutes and whatnot. But right now he's still averaging 7.4 field goal attempts per game, and he's shooting 60%. And he's taking 3.8 3-pointers per game, and he's shooting 59%. So he's making 2.2 3-pointers per game over this last 5-game stretch. So 10.5 points is just a really easy line for him to hit. And if Zion's out, he's definitely going to cash this, and it's going to go up. So I'm jumping on it now because I think Zion's going to be limited even if he does play. And by the way, this is Outlier. You guys have seen this on our show a lot, but we just want to tell you about it because it's crucial to what we do. They make a really great app here, and they cover everything from. I mean, once you dive into this, you'll see you can get any details. Like it's incredible. But if you guys want to try it out for free, there's a 7-day free trial that they're giving our viewers. Just go through the link in the description of the video, and you can just try it out, and you'll see what we're talking about. Why we love this so much. But anyways, let's jump over to Daily Grind and take a look at this play here. So they have this play favored to go over at 51.93% odds to hit on their odds to hit indicator, and they have it favored to the over. They have it at a minus 126. And that's kind of what you want to look for when you're looking at Daily Grind. If you want to be extra solid about a play, like make sure your odds to hit indicator is favored in the right direction, and the actual odds they have set. It's just like it confirms the play just a little bit more. Nothing's guaranteed, obviously, but if we look at all these other odds makers that we can see on the DFS optimizer here, it's at a minus 120 or higher across the board for him to go over. So I think they're seeing what we're seeing here, and I'm feeling good about this play. I'm going to be taking it for more. If we move on to my next play, RJ Barrett, over 10 rebounds and assists. Let's take a look at this over under first. We've got a 234 over under with the Raptors favored by 6. And I think that the Raptors will probably get this done, but this is another good matchup for RJ. And if we hop back over to Outlier, look at this. Like he's gone over this 9 out of his last 10 games. Like this is like the definition of wagon, you know. He had this one game recently where he only went for 8, and it was an outlier game. Like he only went for 1 assist in that game. Still got 7 boards, but he's typically going for like 4 assists, 5 assists, 7 assists. Like he's very active in that category typically. And he's got a great matchup. The Spurs are 25th in rebounds allowed, 28th in assists allowed. So this is just checking all the boxes for us. I could go into his minutes. I mean, but we know he's RJ Barrett. They traded for him. They want him to be like the face of the franchise out there, you know? So 35.4 minutes per game, just 2.2 fouls per game. So not getting in foul trouble. So yeah, all the way across the board, I'm feeling great about this to go over. If we hop over to Daily Grind for this one, they do have this favored slightly to the under, and I'll tell you why. It's because Prize Picks has it at 10, and most other odds makers have it at 9.5. So as soon as it goes down to 9.5, they're all juicing it to go over. So all this is telling me is that there's a little bit higher chance of a push on this play. They have the odds to go under just barely over 50%. So it's kind of a 50-50 shot. They have it at a minus 121 to go under. So I'm taking it for over because I just showed you on Outlier like how often he hits this, 9 out of his last 10. So yeah, that's gonna cover my 2 plays, and I'm gonna pass it over to Jordy to get into his plays now.
Sweet. Yeah, man. So to get me started on mine, before I get started into that, I want to tell you guys about one of our other partners, and that's CHALKBOARD. CHALKBOARD is awesome, man. It's another betting app, kind of like Sleeper, kind of like Prize Picks. It's more like Prize Picks in a sense where you have to hit all of your plays for your slip to cash. But, they don't have like insured plays. But what they do have that no one else does that I know of is you can set your own lines. So they'll give you like the baseline. Like, so if Vucevic for the 33 PR, if I was to take that over, I could bump it down to like 31.5 to give myself an easier multiplier, but it'll pay out less. So like a 1.2x or whatever. And if I take it for like a 35.5 over, I could get a higher payout. So it's kind of like Demons and Goblins for Prize Picks, right? So the Goblins are easier and pay out less, but the Demons are harder and pay out more. So it's kind of cool because you can set that line or just go with the baseline they're giving you at their multiplier. So it's really fun. You can do bets as low as $1 on there as well. So it's kind of fun to just throw a whole bunch of slips on there and try to hit like a crazy 100x or whatever. So we have a great time with it. Me and Russo love playing it, and we're always dropping some CHALKBOARD plays in the Discord, so definitely go check out the Discord as well. But if you guys want to check out CHALKBOARD, use the link in the description and use code BACKDOOR at checkout, all one word, and they'll match your first deposit up to $100 as well. So if you put in 100, they'll give you another 100 to play with, and you'll have $200 in your account. So it's a smoking deal. We hope you guys take advantage of that. So let's get right into my plays here as well. I've got this Vucevic under 33.5 PR. I feel really good about this to go under. He's only hit it 4 times in the last 10 games, and he's only hit it 6 times in the last 20 games. This is just a high line for him. I think unless he has a monster game where he goes for like the last game against Orlando, he went for 26 points and 17 rebounds. That's not a typical Vucevic game. He can get into high rebounds, but the points is where I'm like, okay, he had a monster game for him. He's usually sitting around 14 to 20 points and like 10 rebounds. So, just go with your gut on this one, obviously. This one on Daily Grind is juiced to go over, just barely at a 50.84% chance, as you can see right here. But the odds makers are favoring it to go under, and I kind of feel the under as well. It's just a gut play for me because I've been taking his fantasy score under, and it kind of comes down to his PR all the time anyway because he doesn't get very many assists. But this is a big over-under is why I think it's juiced over. 236.5 over-under with a 4-point favorite to the Hawks. So big over-under, but he doesn't do very well in fast-paced games. He does better when it's a slow-paced game, and he can kind of get set at the back of the court. So I like this one to go under, but just go with your gut, obviously. And then my last play here is John Collins for over 8.5 rebounds. I feel great about John Collins in this matchup. This is a big over-under as well. This is a 242 over-under with just a 1-point spread in favor of the Warriors. So really fun game here. The Warriors have been getting in so many close calls and like so many overtime games. So any game they're involved in right now has been a good time. So against the Jazz, I think this game's going to be a burner. I mean, I don't really think either of these teams are going to get blown out because they're both fighting so hard for playoffs right now. So it's going to be a fun one. But it's the NBA. Anything can happen. But this is a good one on paper. John Collins has gone over this in 8 out of 10 games. He's just barely missed it when he hasn't. Over the last 5, he's gone over it every time. And it's a good matchup, too. If you look at the power forward matchup, if he's playing the 4, which he does a lot, they're ranked 27th in rebounds, giving up 11.3. If he plays the 5, which he does a lot as well, they're ranked 11th, giving up 11.6 rebounds. So he's got enough value in both positions to get this done. There's no head-to-head matchup because they haven't played each other in a long time. But I feel great about this one. If you look at Daily Grind here, we got a 53% to go over. It's his top play. 8.5 is a smoking deal. I would try to get this locked in quick, but I would take it at 9.5, honestly. I think he'll go for double digits in this game with how high of an over-under it is. So those are the 2 I've got, bro.
All right, guys, that's the 4 we're covering for First Look. We'll be back tomorrow for the Daily Show when the board's fully populated, and we'll have 4 more picks for you. And if you want to check out our Discord, like Jordy mentioned, there's a link in the description of the video. It's like 50 cents a day. It's a really great resource. We have an awesome community in there, and we all work together. So we cover all sorts of plays well outside of NBA and NFL in the Discord. If you want to check that out, just make sure you go through that link and go up to server subscriptions and subscribe once you're in Discord, and it'll unlock all the channels for you. But that's going to do it for us, guys. We hope you have a great night, and we will catch you tomorrow in the Daily Show.
Good luck, guys.